Thanks for coming over. Obviously, you know, we won a World Series. I just want to kind of talk to you guys, want to give the fans a unique experience, something that they never would hear, you know, and like, I want to talk to all of you guys because you have different perspectives. I do want to talk to you real quick, and I'm going to get to everybody, but like, you, Landon, Nat, Casper, y'all are really like kind of the unsung heroes because you guys are through the quote unquote garbage innings. You had to go out there and throw 40 pitches in an inning. 50 pitches in an inning.
World Series record.
World Series record right here. Right here. Just for us to win. Like, you did that multiple times, and the next game, it set us up perfect. So, like, embracing that role, can you talk to people about embracing that role? Because everybody wants to be the star, right? Everybody wants to be the first guy or the last guy at the bullpen closing out the World Series. But nobody thinks about the
That's cool.
roster on game 3 who pitched 50 pitches in an inning that really won us the World Series.
Like, that's cool. Like I was telling Walk, like throwing the last two guys sitting here that have thrown the last out of a World Series before. Like, that's cool. But I just know what it meant to my teammates and I felt it when I went out at Citi Field. And it's like I was not coming out of that game unless I had to come out of the game. And because I knew the end goal from everybody that I got since I've been here was doing this. And that's winning the title, being the best in the league. And I've always known that best in the league, bro. They're best in the league. And you got to have guys like Benny, like Knack, and
like you,
these dudes, bro. I mean, it is what it is. Like, I would do that over again if I had to.
Just take them on the chin.
I will say the craziest part about that is when I faced Philly this year. That was the first time I've thrown over like 50 pitches in over a year.
And you did it in one inning.
And it was like, hey, keep going. And it's like, hey.
But as you were going, like, nobody was really.
He said, I ain't doing these fucking 3 inning shit no more.
Yeah, right, dude. But like, if that's what it takes, that's what it takes, because you don't get this opportunity very much. Like, I've sat through one before, and I watched us lose one, and I told myself never again. If I ever get to that point, I'm gonna know how to win from each side of the ball.
You're here now.
It was home for me out there whenever I got here, bro. It was tough. I was supposed to fall on a grenade in Detroit, bro, but I put the pin back in it and then yanked it out and tossed it back into Detroit when I was done. Like, it was like I knew the deal, and I think part of it's knowing baseball, but the other part is knowing who cares, because I think guys in the clubhouse, like all of y'all, just respected the fact that I'm gonna post.
You're gonna do what you gotta do.
And I can only speak for myself. I'm like, I'm gonna post. Benny C, Knack, those dudes, they gonna post, but I'm gonna post. Give me the ball.
Speaking of post, I want to talk to Walker Buehler, because this is the definition of posting. So take me through this year, bro, because you had us all like, okay, what happened to Walker?
I wish I could have told y'all this was some elaborate thing. I had this whole plan. I was fucking awful all year.
Really? And it was just like you were just bad. That's it.
Lily, turn on the lights. You know how it is.
Yeah, okay. So when the lights turn on, what is it about the lights? Like, because some people can do it, some people can't do it, but you do it every single time.
You know how it is in July. In July, that game's just a game.
Right.
I don't believe it. The man went through something that not a lot of people go through.
Which is?
2 elbow surgeries, 2 Tommy Johns.
Yep. And you still came out. I mean, like, tell me about it. Like, what is it about when you were going through the playoffs, bro, like, that was different. And you even said to yourself, like, you don't have the same stuff you had.
No, I didn't.
But you arguably are better.
Oh, I'm better now.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm a problem.
With less stuff.
I'm a problem right now.
So what is it? What happened?
No, you know what?
Can't just be the lights.
No, but I got 35 guys or 40 guys that if you all tell me I'm gonna hop on your back, I better be able to stand up. That's the thing to me, man. It's hard to explain that, and if nobody's relied on you the way that people rely on all of us, this is the coolest shit ever, and I don't know.
You can say dogs all you want to, bro, but that's what dog it out means, bro.
Yeah.
Like with you, it's like when I watch the lineup roll through, and I see our 1 through 9 roll through, it's like, okay, somebody's not getting it done, then it's like wham, And it's like, okay, somebody just got it done. It's part of dog to dog, dude. Part of being a dog.
So in the ninth inning, so you know you're going out. You hadn't thrown a ball till you got down there, and you know.
Oh, I lied to Mark too.
Okay, so tell me about it.
Mark called down. He said, "What the fuck are you doing down there?" I said, "I told y'all I'll be down here." He goes, "Have you thrown?" I said, "Yeah, I'm fine."
But you hadn't thrown yet.
I haven't touched the
This
ball.
fool walks out the door and says, "I just gotta see where I'm at."
I gotta see where I'm at.
And starts playing catch, and then they get this guy going.
I turned to him and Joe and I said, "Did that look crispy?" They go, "Oh yeah." All right, let's roll.
So you knew. Okay, so
I also told them I only came down there for the jog and to hang out with him and Joe.
so you saw the game unfolding. You saw the game unfolding, and you were like, "Oh shit, I may have to go in this game." So tell me when that thought hit your mind to walking through the bullpen. How was it like? Were you going crazy? What were you doing? You were
For me, the first thing is I said, what would 22 do? And 22 would be out there. And he was hurt and all that shit, so I guess I had to fucking do it, and that sucks. And
Oh, boo-hoo. Boo-hoo.
Sorry.
Last out of the World Series.
but if I'm gonna run out there and I'm not gonna get the ball, it sucks. You jog out there, you feel so cool, and then you just sit there. Like in Game 6.
Oh, okay.
No, but in Game 6 against the Mets, I just ran in from the bullpen. Like
So what about when you were going in? Like, what'd you feel? Did you feel like a closer? Or were you
I
just
felt like I weighed about 3 pounds.
No, tell him what you told me. I want
What?
You were okay with losing the game.
I will say this: there is no one in the world that's more okay with losing that game than me.
How did you get that perspective?
I've been dog shit all year.
But you were on a heater right before that, so did you not like have the extra pressure on yourself? Like, I've been pitching good, so
No, but I know I can take the downside of it.
Okay.
So the upside, as weird as it sounds, as arrogant as
It's all
I deserve the upside. I'm ready for the down. I'm ready for the you fucked us, you suck, whatever. I'm ready for all that.
So that's why you're up there. Like, I don't really give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Like Kike said,
Yeah.
We don't give a fuck.
we don't. I do want to talk about like the Padres series and how that kind of played out. I want to get everybody's perspective on
Hey,
that.
I wasn't active. I gotta have a different one, but these were active.
All right. Mine was like when we're playing them, and at the time, like, to be fair, they're probably they're way more talented.
Bro,
That was probably the most talented.
that was the best team we played all year. In my opinion, they were the best team we played.
They were the
all
best
year.
team.
They beat the shit out of us in the during
all
season.
year.
Like,
And then
it
we
was
go
crazy.
down 2-1.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I guess. And then we had to face who?
Darvish, wasn't it?
No, Musgrove got hurt.
Who was in Game 4?
Musgrove got hurt in the Atlanta series. It was you had to come back. You had to face Cease twice.
We had to face Cease on a short rest.
Oh yeah. What's short? He was on the rest. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You said it.
But anyways, yeah. So that's talented. See, some people are. But we're down 2-1 against that talented of a team. Going through my head, I'm like, all right. So I don't know how we're gonna beat them, especially with them smelling blood like this.
Yeah.
In their place, in a bullpen game, like.
Hey,
I don't know how we're gonna do it, but I know.
Dog.
hey.
I want you to tell them about the day, because the day, from my perspective, it looked like a regular season day.
I went down there, not active, in spikes. I'll tell you that.
Not active in spike.
Spikes on it. You and spikes.
Watching 9 dudes roll out and do their job to the best that they possibly
Was
could.
there any extra intensity?
Huh?
Is there any extra intensity or less or whatever?
I don't know. I'll let EP talk a little bit in a minute, but I don't think there's any extra intensity in that. But I don't like, in my opinion, like the way the roster just was constructed for the playoffs. Right? We had Walker, we had Jack, and we had Yama, we had Yoshi, and those were our starters. So like, to get through a series, you probably need at least 4, right? And in my opinion, it was like, if the pen's gotta be number 4, fuck it, man. We roll. Like that's what we gotta do to get the job done.
And every one of them dudes down there were good with that.
No,
Yeah.
nobody was complaining. Nobody we'll complain about it in friggin' August.
Yeah.
We'll complain about it in August.
We'll bitch about it.
But if it's the friggin' playoffs, man, like, well, we're grinding, dude.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what we got to do. We're good, dude. We'll take the load, man. We'll be number 4, and if that's what we got to run a series, it didn't work out great the other times, but that game, all our guys were fresh-ish, and we were ready to roll. And I, at least in my opinion, I like watching Brazier. We were all down there watching Brazier warm up. And it just felt like we all had each other's backs, and then we were ready to freaking go from pitch 1 and whatever. Like I remember Bard told me like, hey, it might be you early, and me specifically, it might be you early, but then if it's not you, you might finish. Like it's just there's 2 to 9.
There was
like
no defined role.
that's where you can be from inning 2 to 9. So you got to be ready to go.
Like you saw Kobe come out early a couple times.
4th or 5th inning a couple times.
You saw him start to come out early too at the end of the year.
So you started doing up down towards the end of the year.
Yeah, I was going to take down 7 outs that game.
Yeah, that game I was done on 7 pitches, and we had a 5-run lead. And Doc, with how efficient I was, he was like, "Hey, just ride it out." So I was going to keep on going, and then we tacked on a few runs.
Gavin hit the home.
Yeah, the situation changed. Yeah, Huddy came in.
I came in right after that, but
It changes. Like if we are running a pen game like that,
No, we know.
that shit changes hard.
We want to get you in the game. No offense. No offense.
Get me in the game.
We want to get you in the game.
But I feel like we were just so dialed in that series. Like, I don't want to say, it was personal, like literally personal, but there was some aspect about it.
I think so. I think it was.
Personal.
I think it was
So
personal.
part of, is that because from 2022?
I think it had something to do with that. I think it had something to do with that, and they really kicked our ass all year.
For sure.
all year, dude.
They were honest.
All year.
So there was definitely like an added level that, I think we all tapped into a little bit. Each guy, top to bottom of the whole roster.
Play with him last year. Get him out.
So, 22. I want to talk to you because, this year was a rough one for you, bro. Like you've never really dealt with like injuries for really. Like you've had a pretty clean career. So how was that mentally for you?
Yeah, I mean, I had that shoulder surgery and, a lot of different perspectives on it. Like when I would get to come back, everybody was kind of saying different timelines. But when I was able to come back, like middle of June, July, I really felt like I had a good amount of time to like figure out how to get ready and be ready for the postseason, which is, when you're on the Dodgers, that's the only reason to go anyway, So I did everything I could to be ready for that, and just I'm old, man. Fortunately, just stuff happened. My foot came out of nowhere, and my knee started hurting. So all this stuff, and I kept trying to throw, and at the end of the day, it just didn't work, right? But being on this ride with you guys this year and getting to go through October from like a spectator's perspective was. I'm so glad I didn't miss it. I'm so glad I didn't get surgery before, and I was on crutches and I had to miss all that. And because it is, man, like it's for our families, it's for our, it's for the fans, it's for everybody. So when I was able to like pick up my kids after we won the World Series, when I was able to like hug you guys after we won the World Series, run around, do the parade today, which was the coolest thing I ever been a part of in my whole life when it comes to baseball. It's just, I wouldn't have traded for the world. The next season could wait. I'll get the surgery whenever, but I'm so glad I didn't miss out on that.
Nice. All right. So, and then Keeks, everybody loves you, bro. You're a thing of gold. You're a hard, I don't even know. A thing of gold is all I can really kind of give you. Like that's how I describe it. One of one for sure. And so where does this come from? Like you're one of one. Where does Kike come from? Is it all the time, or do you turn it off or what?
That's just me.
It's all the time. That's nice.
I grew up just constantly like my dad arguing with me because my personality and you gotta take things more seriously and things like that. And I do. It's just that's my way.
You don't do you show it a different way.
Yeah, and I tried a couple of times in the minor leagues to be professional.
Yeah.
Quote unquote professional, like try to be straight line and all these things. And the other day, we're all trying to be happy as human beings, and when you're something that you're not, it's hard to be happy. Right. It's hard to, to look forward to today because you got to act a certain way. And I love playing baseball, but in order for me to love playing baseball, I got to be myself. And I figured out that I realized I couldn't do that, especially the best way to describe it is I went from Houston. I got traded from Houston to Miami. 30 days after I made my big league debut, and I go to Miami and I don't know a single person on that team. So for me, I'm like, shit, I got 30 days in the big leagues. My personality's a little bit out there. And I'm start acting like myself day one, because people are gonna be like, who the heck is this guy, you know? So, and I had a miserable time in Miami just because I was trying to be somebody I was not, and then I wasn't playing, and then I wasn't really playing well, and then towards the end, I let loose, and I started playing better, and I was like, you know what? I just gotta be myself, and then 2015, I got traded here, and these guys welcomed me with open arms from the get-go, and I was like, all right, green light to be myself. Just don't do it on 22 start day.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody loves it because I think it keeps everybody loose, you know, and keeps everybody laughing, joking, and even in any serious moments, like you still have one-offs, which is really crazy. 22, I want to hear your perspective, but one thing that people don't know is I want to say the third, fourth, fifth inning, you'll remember, we were down 5 early, and the energy wasn't great in the dugout. Now, obviously, we're down, so everybody's kind of down a little bit. And I remember I was sitting right next to you, and you just, I don't know, maybe you were stuck off in space. I don't know. Something happened, and then you just all of a sudden turned and was like, all right, guys, let's go, let's go. You started smacking the railing and getting everybody going, like, and I think that, I'm not saying that's the reason why, but I think that really helped us get back going. And so I want to hear, like, from your perspective, seeing us go up 3-0, then get hit in the mouth a little bit there, or I'm sorry, lose a game, then get hit in the mouth early after losing that game. Like, what was your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, hey, when you're on the bench, you just do whatever you can. You know, KK knows, like, we're trying to be the energy when there's not energy. You know, you guys are hitting and doing your thing, and it's all good. Like, there's not a lot of stuff you need from the bench, right? But it helps. And I say that's all the starters too. Like, when we're not pitching, being in the dugout matters. Like, still walking back after a bad inning and seeing nobody in the dugout, like during the regular season, you don't want that, right, you know, as a position player. So just try to tell the guys, like, you know, hey, do your part. Like, as a starting pitcher especially, or a bench guy, like, if you're not playing every day, there's something you can do. Like, if there's no energy in the dugout, if a bad inning happens, like, yeah, it sucks and it doesn't feel good, and sometimes they're down, or sometimes they have bad at-bats or bad innings, but you just try to do your best to pump everybody up, and especially when you're not playing, you don't have any control over it. You just try to help as best you can, and we had a good bench squad. We had a great bench squad.
You guys are awesome, bro. You guys were awesome on the bench.
Look, man, we couldn't do a lot on the field, but we tried our best in the dugout, and it helped us feel it. I mean, I know it helped me feel part of it too.
Nice. So, Keeks, we were down, I want to say down 3 or 4-0 in like the second inning when they took out Jack. And you're in the outfield with me, and we meet in center, and me, you, and Teo, we didn't say a whole lot. And the feeling was kind of like, man, we got hit in the mouth, because we did. But you said, we're going to win this game. We got a lot of baseball left to play. And I looked up, and I was like, man, it's the second inning. We do. And Cole was pitching, right? And you know Cole's pitching, he's shoving it. I'm like, you know, Kike is right. If we could find a way to score one, just find a way to score one. I don't know how. Somebody hit a homer, whatever, because it's hard to build an inning against Cole. Got to find a way to score one. And you said all this before it manifested. So, like, where did that confidence and stuff come from?
Belief in our guys. I remember I looked at you and I said, fuck it.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, we finish it at home.
Yeah.
Best case scenario, we do some legendary shit and we come back and win this game.
And you said, no, you said come back and beat Cole. That's exactly what you said.
I was like, let's do it. We're already down 4-0. Next inning, we were down 5-0. So why not?
Go ahead.
Start that inning off.
Who
started it off?
So I think, and going through, like, I gave you the name Kike Otani. Like, I feel like during the postseason, you hit way less than you hit during the season. Why is that? Because during the postseason, you went and took like 20 swings and you were done. And during the regular season, you like use the balls and all that shit. So, like, what?
my brain.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I think my superpower is also my kryptonite. That's called ADHD.
Okay.
And during the season, my brain is just everywhere. And the postseason, it just brings out like hyper focus. And it just, I don't know. I mean, I just go into compete mode. I don't really give a shit about how I feel. I'm just like, when I go to home plate, everything becomes silent and there's nobody but the pitcher and I. And I just go into compete mode.
Mm-hmm. That's super dope. I don't know how to do that. I mean, I guess I got my own way in doing it, but the spectrums you're on is wild. Like regular season and postseason, KK.
Yeah.
Good for you though. Like this is it's been it's been awesome. Thank you boys for coming up here, KK. I kind of told you, but I'm glad we got to do this baseball thing together, bro. You know, like I said a couple of times, we debuted at the same time and then battled it out for years and years and years. And I'm glad you finally got you one, bro. And good luck to all your future endeavors with everything. And for the boys here, we running it back again. I want to start with you two. You guys come over in a trade, and you know you coming to the Dodgers. What is your first thought? Like, man, I'm going from the White Sox to the Dodgers. Like, literally from the worst team to the best team. Like, how was that? How'd that make you feel?
So a part of me like knew that I was gonna get traded, but I hadn't had a good year on a bad team, and so you don't really know where you're gonna end up or whatever. And then like from spring on, you know, with you and the Shohei signing, like everybody's like the Dodgers are the best team in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
So to have that call at the trade deadline and be like, you're going to the Dodgers, it's like, okay, now baseball starts.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it was, and I was in a position where I hate to say I was kind of going through the motions, just like.
But it's easy to go through the motions. Like, you know you're going to lose. So
Yeah, like you know you're not playing for anything other than your own career. And when you don't want to play a selfish game, because it's not a selfish game, it makes it really hard. And so to come over here, let the spotlight guys take the spotlight and like actually be a part of a winning culture was incredible.
That's an argument, though, because you said let the spotlight guys be the spotlight, but when you first came over, you were in the spotlight.
I mean,
Immediately.
kinda.
Yeah, no, when you came, we needed you immediately. It wasn't like a come and you kind of, we'll see how you fit in. Like, no, we need you now.
Yeah.
So like, did that make you feel better, worse? Was it harder, easier? What was that?
What I'll say about that is I felt appreciated.
Okay.
And over there, it's not that I didn't feel appreciated necessarily. It's just like I didn't really feel like there was, I didn't feel like I had a specific purpose.
Okay.
You know, I wasn't coming in to close games because we weren't winning games. And so to come over here, whether it be the 6th through the 9th or whatever, and pitch in purposeful innings, like I felt appreciated.
No, nice. And so Tommy Tanks, you come over and you hurt, right? And I'm like, man, you know, I know Tommy Tanks. Obviously, we played against each other for years, but like, I don't really know what you're about. You know, I'm getting to know you a little bit as a person, but also not as much because we were both hurt. Yeah. And so, you know, what was it like knowing that you were coming over to the Dodgers and you're still hurt?
Yeah. I remember when I was in St. Louis, whenever we'd go to play the Dodgers, either at LA or at our place, we'd be like, all right, we're in for a dogfight. Like, it's going to be a hard 3 or 4 games. You know, we had that 21 wild card. This guy had a walk-off homer.
Yeah.
You know, I thought we played our best game that day, and then we ended up losing because of freaking CT over here. And then we had that series in St. Louis where I think Freddie goes 14 for 15 or something like that.
Stupid.
And I was like, dude, these guys are unstoppable. So I was honestly just kind of glad that I didn't have to play against the Dodgers anymore, and I got to be, you know, part of the team. And then I know being injured, like it was weird getting traded, being injured. But I think it helped out a little bit. Like, obviously, it sucked that you were injured too, but since we were both kind of going through the same thing, you know, we were able to work on our swings together. I know you showed me a few really good things about my swing early on that kind of helped me out and helped drive me through the season. So, you know, I didn't really know what to expect because obviously you're
superstar of baseball, but
Thanks.
you know, getting to learn from you, like I didn't know if you were kind of gonna be like doing your own thing or like, you know, obviously you helped me out a ton, and I really appreciated that.
Of course, bro.
So it was, you know, everything I could ask for sure.
And then you go in because you were hurt, and then I mean, I know it's been talked about a thousand times, but like, dude, from my perspective, it was the coolest thing in the world seeing you win CS MVP, because you don't know like how much you made us go. Like, you really helped us go. Like, you right where you were, wherever you were, really. It was like, you have to keep him off base, but you can't. You know what I'm saying? You're like, and I really grew to appreciate who you are as a player, because I mean, I love playing with you, and I'm taking Tommy Evans any day of the week. And so I want to thank you, bro, because that was awesome.
I appreciate that. I just felt like I was trying to keep up with everybody else.
No,
you know?
it was good.
I think that is a big thing with what makes us such a great team, though. You know, like you see all the greatness around you, and you're like, shoot, I gotta work even harder to be, you know, to do that myself and just be able to contribute. So
yeah,
you know, I think that's what, you know, when you have the best players on the team that are some of the hardest workers, you know, that's
makes it easy.
inspires everybody else for sure.
Very easy.
Yeah.
So I want to, with Muntz and CT and Freddie, we got our ass waxed last year. And
I mean, let's be real, last 2 years,
really, yeah. Got our asses waxed. And so going into playoffs, I'm going to tell you what my thought was. It was, all right, Mook, you sucked last year. Sucked. And with this group of guys, you don't have to be good, bro. Just do okay. If you do okay, these boys will take care of the rest. And so that was, selfishly, that was my thought, was like, Mook, you gotta show up for the boys, because if you show up for the boys are gonna show up for you. And that was my thought going into this, and that was, I know it was super selfish and whatnot, but I want to hear y'all's perspective on what we were gonna do different, or what you were gonna do different.
You know, for me, I've always felt like my game is like, as, you know, simple as it is. I'm either going to walk, or I might get you a home run, or I'm going to be out. But like, I'm going to see 7 pitches in the bat for you boys, let you guys see what he's got, work the pitcher a little bit. Like, for me, that's how I've always been.
So you didn't really have to do anything different. It was like, this is what I got.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. That first series against the Padres, every game I had trouble eating. I was nervous. I was like,
what?
After the last 2 years, like, man,
we can't lose to them again.
Well, it was more like, man, you got to do something. You got to get on base somehow. You can't be an absolute zero out there. And so it was just like that first series, man. I told Kelly, like, after we won that first series, we played the Mets, and I was like, it was like so relaxing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to dog on the Mets.
No,
like,
I told them, we said it earlier. I told the boys, like, to be honest, and I think all of y'all would agree, like, that Padres team was the best team. They were the best team.
Best team and the hardest atmosphere to play.
Hardest atmosphere to play. Like, I mean, shout out to y'all at Petco. Like, y'all, that's a great, like, y'all support y'all's team. I mean, we got one of these though, but you know, y'all support y'all's team. You know.
Yeah. So, but like, you know, I just felt like once we got past that Padres series and like going into that, you know, I don't know how many times we talked about it. Like, hey, we got to change how we do things. And like, you know, when we played them 2 years ago, we went down there. We stayed an hour away in that resort. Yeah. Everyone drove down by themselves. It just felt like a vacation. Like, there was no way we were going to win that game. We didn't have a workout on the off day. It was just like, hey, free for y'all. Y'all do whatever you want to do. And so for me, just going into that, it was like, hey, we got to change how we do things as a team. And, you know, I don't know how many times you and me talked about it.
Yeah,
it was like
a lot.
We got to change this.
So, Freddie, I know you hate talking, so thank you for coming. You know, what was the last week, I think, is when you hurt your ankle? Was it last week?
Yeah, the day we clinched, right before we went to Colorado.
Right before we went to Colorado. We're going into the playoffs. We know me and you sucked, especially last year. And we know, we don't have to talk about it, but we know, okay, this year we got to do something. Yeah. Like, we're going to have to. Yeah. Especially with Shohei. And you get hurt your ankle.
Yeah.
How did that deter you from that mindset of I got to do something, or what? How did that affect you?
I think
it's kind of weird to say, but a little bit took my mind off of everything that's happened over the last couple of years. Didn't really make me think about opponents or anything like that. It was, how can I get on this field? It was all I was thinking about day in and day out. I mean, you guys know what I was going through in the clubhouse. So I was just trying to think of and do everything I could to get on that field. So I wasn't really thinking about 2023 or 2022 or anything like that, which was almost maybe a blessing for me personally. But I think what's so special about this team was, everyone heard it. Everyone understood their role. They didn't try to be someone else. Everyone was just doing their part. And I think that's what made us so special this year. And, you know, thankfully I was able to get those few days off in between the NLCS and the World Series, be able to be healthy enough to actually impact, because I wasn't able to, you know, swing my ankle. I was falling off my front side. So there was a lot going on each and every day for me to not even think about what was going on the last couple of years. And even this year, I was just trying to get on the field, you know. And
I remember you going in and usually you have, you got a whole routine you go through, and you were going through and just, this is all I got today.
Yeah, I mean, you guys saw it. I would come in. There was in the NLDS. We didn't know if I was playing until 30 minutes before the game started. You know, so I know. Kike, I after Game 4, I hugged him and I said, "I'm sorry." You know, like it was a lot. You know, and it was. I'm very routine based. You guys know it, and it doesn't matter who you are. If you can't practice or get yourself ready for the game, you're not going to be able to be,
especially in the big leagues and in postseason.
Like, it doesn't matter who you are. Like, I hit 3 times a day. I do my routine, and it is spot on time wise of doing everything. And then all of a sudden, I take 8 swings, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to go try and hit Tanner Scott throwing 100 from the left side. Like, it's just not. And so it was all different for me, but once we got those few days off, I got to a spot where I was like, okay, I think I can do this. And then, I mean, I was telling you guys in those workouts, I was like, I got my swing back.
When I heard that,
I said, I'm back. Like,
when I heard you say, when I heard you say, I got my swing back.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And then I hit the line drive to left field off of Robleski, and they're like, oh, you got a new player back.
Yeah, I got a new player, because I've seen it. As Tommy said. Yeah. We've seen you go 15 for 16 or whatever it is, and they were all rocket.
Yeah.
So I knew,
I'm thankful. I mean, I'm thankful for our training staff, you guys, for like picking me up on Game 4 when I just physically, I just could not do it anymore, you know. And you guys all coming up to me and saying, "We got you today, and don't worry about it." And then you guys did it.
Yeah.
3 games I didn't play, you guys scored like 400 runs.
Let's go.
Jeez, maybe I shouldn't play anymore. But it was it was a special group of us, you know, to go out and do that, overcome so much from even starting in Korea, rallying around a teammate that we just had, you know, it was Scott, who was supposed to be, you know, our guy, you know, and having to rally around our guy immediately. I think that's just set us on the right course to achieve this goal.
So I want to hear, one quick thing. I just want to hear kind of everybody's perspective of the 5th inning in the World Series. And I'll start. Kike, I think, led off with a hit or something. And I'm like, ooh, because we hadn't hit him. Nobody had really touched him.
We were all just saying, like, just get one run.
Just get one. And so Kike gets a hit. Finally, he's human. Then I think, was it Tanks? And he missed it. And the first thing in my body was like, oh shit. Yep. Look at this. And then, first of all, you hit righty against.
I was in lefty. So that was Cole still.
Oh, was it? Okay, yeah. And then you hit righty against Canley. Why did you do that?
He throws all changeups.
Okay, so. Okay.
Yeah.
But I thought you got the hit in between. Right. And so Kike, shout out to Kike, runs out to try and get in the way of the throw, and it worked. Now his base is loaded, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I don't even remember what happened after that.
You got up with 2 outs.
So, Lux and Show, punchy. So then I'm up. I'm like, God dang.
Thinking the same thing I was. Game 1. Like, man, I got to come up now.
Damn, this big situation, like, I'm way more comfortable with less than 2 because I know I'm going to put it in play. it's just you got to get a hit with 2 outs, obviously. And so I'm like, shit. So I get in there and I'm like, bro, they haven't even thrown me a strike in 4 games, and I keep swinging. I mean, and then I get another one, number again. And I was running a little fast because I'm like, just in case. And then I saw Cole slow down. And then I've been working with Trav a lot. Trav is our strength trainer. I've been working on my running speed. So I kicked it in the next gear, and I beat Rizzo. And I'm like, oh shit, we got 1. Yes.
Yeah,
that's what we needed.
That boy Rizzo is too busy thinking about mound visits.
Oh yeah, I know. All right, we'll talk about that. Yeah. And then Freddie's behind me. And I already know Freddie's been feeling good. It doesn't really matter about Cole at this point, because it wasn't about the matchup. It was more about, at that point, who was going to lose. It wasn't about like righty, lefty, this, that, and the other. Like Freddie, I just think Freddie was going to will his way to a hit. I've seen it too many times. You get down, 0-2, 1-2 or something like that? 1-2, I think he's flung a fastball up.
I went fastball up to get to the 2 strikes.
2 strikes, and I'm like, damn, okay, he went fastball up out of the zone, right? And I'm like, well, if he's swinging at that bullshit, I don't know. And that's what went through my head. I'm at first, and then I see jam drop. I'm like, oh shit!
I fouled off the changeup.
Oh, you fouled off, and then you got the hit.
Once I fouled off the changeup, I was like, he has nowhere to go.
Okay, so in your head, you had tell me your
okay,
bat.
So
Tell me.
You got the hit, or when you got the hit.
Yeah, when I got that hit.
When you hit the rocket,
bam.
I was walking up, and
sacrificed his body on it.
I was walking. I was obviously feeling good, and the previous 2 at bats, I saw him very well. I hit the one that just jumped into the wall, so it wasn't like I was going up there 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts and not seeing. I went up and saw everything really well, so I was feeling pretty good about how I was feeling in that game. And I went up, and I think the first pitch fouled off a heater. Then he went ball, and then he went heater up again, and I fouled it off. And then he threw the 93-mile-an-hour changeup. That was probably dotted down and away, and I fouled it off. And I was like, got him. Because it's like...
What was it about that pitch that...
Because that was his best pitch.
Oh, okay.
And he executed it to a T, and I fouled it off. And that's what we all, as hitters, are just... Sometimes it's not about getting a hit or anything like that. It's fouling a pitch off to see another one. Because he just made the best pitch he could possibly make, and I beat him. I fouled it off. And I was like, he's not going to throw that again. And I just missiled his curveball to dead center at 108 miles an hour last at bat. So I'm going to look heater in, and he threw heater in, and I got to it. And it was just, I was guessing throughout, but like,
you played chess game.
I played the chess game. It felt like I was a move ahead at all times, and I seemed to be in the right spot, and my swing was in the right spot, and I was feeling confidence with everything in this game, and I was very confident in myself, and just got the hit, and then Teo, jeez.
ロサンゼルス・ドジャースが2024年のワールドシリーズで達成したこの歴史的な勝利は、私たちファン全員にとって一生忘れられない瞬間となりました。7対6での劇的な逆転勝利、特に5点差からの驚異的なカムバックは、まさに奇跡と呼ぶにふさわしいものでした。この勝利は、ただの1試合の成果ではなく、選手たちの長い道のり、努力、そしてファンの皆さんの熱い応援が一体となって作り上げた感動的な物語そのものでした。この試合を通して、私たちはもうキーベッツのパワフルなプレー、フレディ・フリーマンの決定的なホームラン、大谷翔平の右中間への豪快な一発など、数々の名場面を目撃しました。特にフレディ・フリーマンが放ったホームランは、ドジャースに勝利をもたらした誇張的な瞬間であり、彼の MVP 受賞にふさわしいものでした。また、大谷翔平は彼ならではの二刀流でシリーズを通して活躍し、ピッチングでもバッティングでもその存在感を示しました。これらのパフォーマンスは、彼らがただのスター選手ではなく、真のチームリーダーであることを証明しました。さらに、この勝利は ドジャースの組織全体の努力と戦略の結晶でもあります。試合中のベンチの雰囲気、綿密に計算されたピッチングの采配、守備での絶妙な判断など、すべてがこの結果につながっています。特にジャック・フラハティやブレイク・来年といった投手陣の活躍は、チームにとって欠かせないものでした。また、キケ・ヘルナンデスやギャビン・ラックスといった選手たちが重要な場面で結果を残し、チーム全体が一丸となって勝利をつかみ取った姿は、ファンとして誇りに思える瞬間でした。ドジャースの旅路は簡単なものではありませんでした。ディビジョンシリーズでの激闘、チャンピオンシップシリーズでの緊張感、そしてワールドシリーズでのヤンキースとの歴史的な戦い、すべての試合が緊張感に満ち、感情が高ぶる瞬間の連続でした。特にワールドシリーズ第5戦の逆転劇は、MLB の歴史に残る名勝負として語り継がれることでしょう。9回裏においても、選手たちは冷静さを失わず、最後の瞬間まで全力でプレーする姿は、多くのファンの心を震わせました。この勝利の裏には、選手たちだけでなく、ファンの皆さんの支えがありました。ホームスタジアムで響き渡る応援、遠く離れた場所からの声援、そして常に選手たちを信じ続けてくださった皆さんの情熱が、チームにとって大きな力となりました。選手たちがインタビューで語っていたように、この勝利は選手だけのものではなく、ファン全員のものです。皆さんの応援がなければ、このような素晴らしい結果は実現しなかったでしょう。2025年シーズンが間もなく始まります。新たな挑戦が待ち受ける中で、ドジャースはこの勝利を糧に、さらなる高みを目指すことでしょう。選手たちがこの経験を生かし、次のシーズンでどのようなドラマを見せてくれるのか、今から楽しみでなりません。また、大谷翔平やモーキー・ベッツ、フレディ・フリーマンといったスター選手だけでなく、若手選手たちの成長や新たな戦力の台頭にも注目が集まります。最後に、ファンの皆さんにお願いです。この動画を楽しんでいただけたなら、ぜひいいねとチャンネル登録をお願いします。そして、コメント欄でお気に入りの瞬間や選手への応援メッセージを教えてください。皆さんの声が選手たちにとって何よりの励みになります。最新のドジャース情報や試合のハイライトをお届けしますので、これからも一緒に応援し続けましょう。ロサンゼルス・ドジャースの新たな歴史を共に作り上げていきましょう。